Have you ever felt stuck, knowing what needs to be done but lacking the will to do it? That moment when comfort whispers, rest a little longer, while another voice, the voice of discipline, urges, rise and take action. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Laziness is not just a habit, it's the silent thief of potential. It disguises itself as comfort, slowly stealing your dreams while making excuses sound reasonable. But here's the truth. Success doesn't come from fleeting motivation. It comes from the small, disciplined actions you take every single day. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever. But if you take control, if you choose action over excuses, you unlock a version of yourself you never imagined possible. So I challenge you today. What is one small action you will take right now to push past laziness? Share your answer in the comments below. Let's hold each other accountable and build a mindset of discipline together. If you're ready to transform your life, hit the like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and let's walk this path of self-mastery. Your future self is waiting. Will you step up? Number 1, there is no easy success. People often admire successful individuals and ask, how did they do it? Some may quickly conclude that it's luck, fate, or special opportunities that only a few people receive. But what is the truth? Success has never been the result of luck. It is the product of relentless effort, sweat, perseverance, and sometimes bitter failures that few ever witness. Have you ever seen an iceberg? What is visible above the water is only a small part, but the submerged portion is what keeps it stable in the ocean. Success is the same. You see the glory, fame, and recognition, but few understand that behind it are thousands of hours of hard work and failures that seemed impossible to recover from. The Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." We often think of success as a sudden explosion, a turning point that transforms someone from obscurity to fame overnight. But in reality, that explosion only happens after years of silent preparation. No one becomes great overnight. The real question is not, when will I succeed? But rather, have I prepared enough so that when the opportunity comes, I can seize it? Take the story of Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks. Born into a poor family in Brooklyn, New York, he witnessed his father losing his job and struggling financially due to a lack of health insurance. That experience fueled Howard's determination to change his life. But it wasn't easy. When he sought to expand Starbucks from a small shop into a global brand, he was rejected by over 200 investors. If Howard Schultz had given up after the 10th, 50th, or even 100th rejection, Starbucks might not exist today. People like Howard don't just try, they persist to the very end. They understand that if they rely on luck, they will always live in disappointment. Truly successful people don't ask, "When will luck smile on me?" Instead, they ask, "What must I do to create my own luck?" One of the biggest mistakes many people make is the desire for immediate results. They start a project, a new job, or a good habit, but after a few days without visible results, they become discouraged and quit. Imagine trying to chop down a large tree with a dull axe. Your first swing barely leaves a mark. The second swing isn't much better. By the fifth swing, you might start doubting yourself. Am I doing this right? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe there's a faster way. But if you persist, each strike, no matter how small, weakens the tree. By the 100th swing, the tree begins to shake. And when you swing the axe for the 200th time, it finally falls. Success doesn't come from the final strike. It comes from every single swing before it. Successful people don't rush to find shortcuts. They accept that progress takes time and that sometimes they will feel stuck. But the key is that they never stop. Ordinary people often give up easily when faced with failure. They let disappointment, impatience, and fear of judgment hold them back. But successful people think differently. They see failure as part of the process. They understand that every failure is an opportunity to learn. They are not afraid of rejection, mistakes, or challenges. Most importantly, they don't let negative emotions control their actions. So ask yourself, will you continue or give up? Do you dare to accept that the road to success will not be easy? That there will be moments when you want to stop? But if you persist, success will be inevitable. Now you understand that success doesn't come easily. But what truly sets apart an ordinary person from a successful one? What makes some people stay stagnant while others keep rising? The answer may surprise you, and it could be the key to changing your life. Number 2, the difference between ordinary people and successful people. Successful people are always a hot topic in discussions. Success inspires and excites us. We admire great individuals who have left a powerful mark on history in the present. But the truth is, every successful person is just as human as you. They are not born miracles, nor are they lucky geniuses who possessed extraordinary talent from the start. What sets them apart is not where they began, but how they move forward. So, what determines the difference between a successful person and an average person? An average person sets goals, but within a few days their initial enthusiasm fades. They get swept away by the comforts of life and easily give up when facing difficulties. They want immediate results but are not willing to endure the process. They wait for some external burst of motivation to push them forward, without realizing that true motivation does not come from outside. It comes from action and persistent daily effort. In contrast, successful people understand that perseverance is not just an option, it is the only path. They do not let fleeting emotions dictate their actions. Today they may feel tired or discouraged, but they keep going. When everyone else stops, they are the ones still standing. This difference is what creates the gap between them and the rest. The philosopher Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Average people see difficulties as obstacles, while successful people see them as opportunities for growth. They do not avoid challenges, but embrace them as an essential part of the journey. They understand that every time they push beyond their limits, they move one step closer to success. If you have ever heard of Usain Bolt, the name that has gone down in history as one of the greatest sprinters of all time, you will understand the difference between exceptional individuals and the rest. Behind the moments of glory on the track, few people know that his journey was filled with hardship, where perseverance and discipline determined everything. Bolt was not born the fastest man on the planet. From a young age, he struggled with constant injuries, especially back problems, which led many experts to doubt his potential. But instead of letting difficulties defeat him, Bolt chose to face them head-on. He spent hours training every day, continuously refining his starting technique, adjusting his running form, and building endurance. While others stopped when they became good enough, Bolt kept pushing himself to the limit. He once said, "I trained for 4 years just to run for 9 seconds. This is not just a number, it is proof of relentless dedication." On the track, Bolt competed not only against his opponents but against himself, breaking his own and the world's records. This perseverance earned him 8 Olympic gold medals, making him the fastest man in human history. Average people often complain about things beyond their control. They blame circumstances, other people, or fate. They say, "I don't have time. I'm not talented enough. I'm not lucky." However, successful people do not waste energy on what is out of their hands. They focus on the only thing they can control, themselves. The philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes the importance of inner control. Epictetus once said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Successful people do not let external factors shake their determination. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They work with what they have. One of the biggest mistakes ordinary people make is thinking that success comes only from grand moments. But in reality, success is built from small, repeated actions every single day. Ordinary people train when they feel inspired, work when they feel motivated. Successful people work even when they don't want to. Look at great entrepreneurs, outstanding scientists, or anyone who has achieved something extraordinary. None of them reach the top purely by luck. They are the ones who spend more hours than anyone else honing their skills, researching, experimenting, and improving themselves. When others stop, they keep moving forward. When others rest, they are still working. The difference between successful people and ordinary people is not luck. It is choice. You can choose to give up when faced with difficulties, or you can persist even when you are exhausted. You can complain about your circumstances, or you can work hard to change them. You can live an average life, or you can build a legacy. There are no shortcuts to success. There is no magic that will transform you overnight. But if you are willing to put in the effort every day, if you have the perseverance to keep going even when no one is watching, you will realize that success has never been out of reach. It has always been in your hands. Number 3, discipline is the key to overcoming laziness. Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to move forward, regardless of whether they feel motivated or not? Meanwhile, others keep procrastinating, waiting for a wave of motivation to rise. But in the end, they do nothing. The difference doesn't lie in talent, circumstances, or luck. It lies in discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is the distinction between those who truly progress and those who remain stuck in the loop of procrastination. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This quote serves as a reminder that true freedom is not about doing whatever we want, but about having the ability to control ourselves, to force ourselves to do the right thing, even when it is difficult. Laziness is a form of chains. It binds you in temporary satisfaction and pulls you away from what truly matters. Take a look at soldiers. They don't get to choose whether to wake up at 4 a.m. They don't ask themselves whether they feel like running miles in the rain. They just do it, over and over again, until it becomes part of who they are. If you ask a soldier whether they enjoy training every single day, the answer would probably be no. But they do it anyway because they understand that discipline is what builds strength, both physically and mentally. Laziness is the most dangerous enemy you will ever face. It doesn't come with a fierce roar, but with soft whispers. Just 5 more minutes. It's okay to skip today. You'll make up for it tomorrow. Doing this later won't hurt. Then one day you realize that your dreams and goals have been buried under piles of excuses. But you don't have to wait for motivation. Motivation is not a reliable fuel. It comes and goes like the wind. What you need is a habit of discipline. When you commit to doing something regardless of how you feel, you are training your mind to become stronger. You are no longer controlled by fleeting emotions. Instead, you become the one in control. Discipline is not something distant or imposed from the outside. It is a choice. When you wake up in the morning, you can choose between staying in bed or getting up and starting your day. When you have an important task to complete, you can choose between doing it now or postponing it until tomorrow. Every small decision contributes to shaping who you become, and every time you choose discipline over laziness, you are strengthening your inner power. Think about a goal you've set for yourself but have never truly pursued. What has been holding you back? A lack of motivation? No, because motivation is only a temporary feeling. What you truly lack is discipline, the habit of persistence even without inspiration. Starting today, make a commitment to yourself. It doesn't have to be something big, just a small action that you can do every day. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier, reading a chapter of a book, exercising, or simply completing a task you've been postponing for too long. When you maintain this habit, you'll realize an important truth. You don't need inspiration to take action, but action will bring you inspiration. Laziness is not a life sentence. You can overcome it, but only if you are willing to build discipline. There is no shortcut to success, only persistence, determination, and the ability to control yourself. So what about you? Are you letting laziness control your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Will you continue to procrastinate, or will you start taking action right now? Number 4, thinking of finding solutions instead of finding reasons. We all have problems in life, whether big or small, but what sets you apart from others is your ability to focus on solutions rather than problems. It's easy to get bogged down in the negativity of a situation, but by changing your perspective and thinking outside the box, we can discover solutions we never thought possible. This not only helps us overcome difficulties, but also shapes a strong, resilient mindset, one that never succumbs to adversity. There is a harsh truth we must face. When you spend time making excuses for your failures, you are delaying the change you truly desire. Failures always have hundreds of reasons to justify their unfavorable circumstances. Lack of resources, no opportunities, and so on. But if reasons could change fate, then people like Nick Vujicic would never have been able to rise from a seemingly hopeless situation. Nick was born without arms and legs, a circumstance completely beyond his control. If he had adopted the mindset of the majority, he would have let his circumstances dictate his life. But instead of focusing on what he lacked, Nick focused on what he had. He found ways to dress himself, move independently, and even swim and play sports. Most importantly, he refused to confine himself to the mentality of a disabled person. Instead, he became an inspiration to millions around the world. If someone without arms and legs can find solutions to take control of their life, are your difficulties truly insurmountable? Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Epictetus. People are not truly defeated by immediate difficulties, but rather by their own worries and exaggerations about those difficulties. Think about the times you have procrastinated, the moments when you felt stuck and wanted to give up. How many of those instances were truly because you couldn't do something, and how many were because you believed you couldn't? When you focus only on the problem, you trap yourself in a cycle of anxiety and frustration. The more you dwell on it, the bigger the problem becomes in your mind. But when you start thinking about solutions, you shift your attention from a passive mindset to an active one. The difference between these two ways of thinking is what separates successful people from those who remain stuck in the narratives they create about themselves. Imagine facing a difficult task. It could be a major project, an important exam, or a physical goal that seems impossible. A person with a failure mindset would say, "I'm not good enough. I don't have enough time," or "I'll do this when the circumstances are better." But someone with a Stoic mindset would ask a different question. What can I do right now to get closer to a solution? The solution-oriented mindset is not a magic trick. It is a skill that can be developed. When facing a problem, apply a simple rule. Do not allow yourself to make excuses. Instead of saying, "I can't do this because I don't have enough time," ask, "How can I rearrange my schedule to complete this?" Instead of thinking, "I'm not good at this," ask, "How can I improve this skill?" Successful people don't have fewer challenges than others. They simply have fewer excuses. They understand that life is unfair, but complaining changes nothing. The only thing that moves you forward is action. And every time you choose action over excuses, you are building a stronger version of yourself. The world does not care about your excuses. Life does not wait for you to be ready before offering opportunities. Every second you spend making excuses, you are giving away a piece of your power. But the moment you change your mindset, focusing on solutions instead of reasons, you step into a completely new game. A game where you are in control. Number 5, ditch the senses to focus on the target. Have you ever seen a hawk hunt? It hovers in the air, its eyes unwavering, ignoring the crosswinds or the noise below. It has only one thing on its mind, the target. And when the right moment comes, it dives with an unshakable focus. No doubt, no hesitation, only action. But we humans are different. We don't just have one pair of eyes, we have countless senses that scatter our attention. Notifications on our phones, meaningless conversations, easy habits like scrolling through social media, playing games, or attending unnecessary gatherings. We let ourselves be pulled away by the things around us instead of directing all our energy toward our real goals. And then we wonder why we haven't achieved what we desire. Laziness doesn't appear as a growling monster or a powerful storm that you can easily recognize. No, it's more subtle than that. It disguises itself as comfort. When you feel at ease in the arms of procrastination, that is when you are slowly losing yourself. If you allow the external environment, unnecessary senses like social media and instant entertainment, to control you, you will always be pulled in the opposite direction of your goal. On the other hand, if you proactively create a suitable working environment and eliminate distractions, you will discover your true strength. Bill Gates once locked himself in a room for weeks to write Microsoft's first software. He understood one thing. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you need an environment that forces you to focus. No meaningless conversations, no distracting messages, nothing to interrupt your train of thought. Only work and the goal. Now take a look around you. Are you working in an environment that helps you grow or one that drags you down? If you pick up your phone and scroll through Instagram for 30 minutes before starting an important task, if you spend hours every night playing games instead of building your future, then it's not that you lack talent. You are simply letting your environment defeat you. Try something simple. Delete social media apps from your phone. Keep your phone in another room while working. Create a clean, quiet workspace free from distractions. Set a rule. No entertainment until important work is done. You don't need much to work effectively. What you need is an environment that allows you to focus entirely on your goal. Have you ever seen someone truly great waste time arguing on social media? Do you think the richest people in the world spend hours scrolling through TikTok, laughing at meaningless videos? Number. They understand the value of silence and focus. They are not swayed by the senses around them. They eliminate the noise and focus solely on their goal, like a hawk diving for its prey. When you learn to say no to distractions, you will find yourself with more time, more energy, and, most importantly, more mental strength. Because at that point, you are no longer controlled by your environment. You control it. Eliminating distractions is one thing, but stopping there is not enough. If you want to be truly great, you must do more than that. You must be obsessed with your goal. How far are you willing to go to get what you want? Do you have the courage to devote all your mind, energy, and time to your goal without leaving room for anything else? Get ready, because in the next part, we will talk about a psychological state that can turn you into an unstoppable machine. A state where everything around you becomes meaningless except for one thing: your goal. Are you ready to step into the zone of obsession? Number 6, reach the level of obsession with your goals. There is a simple yet ruthless truth. Success does not come to the superficial. It only comes to those who are obsessed with their goals, not to those who merely wish for it, nor to those who wait for inspiration, but to those who cannot stand the thought of giving up. Is the fire inside you strong enough to burn away laziness? Look at Kobe Bryant. This legend set his alarm for 4 a.m. every day, stepping into the gym while the rest of the world was still deep in sleep. To him, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was an inseparable part of his journey to greatness. While others were sleeping, resting, or searching for motivation, Kobe was taking action, and that is what made him different. Have you ever wondered what separates the extraordinary from the rest of the world? It's not luck. It's not natural talent. It is an absolute obsession with their goals. That obsession is not just in their thoughts, but engraved into their every habit, every smallest action of their daily life. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." We often look at successful people and think they are lucky, but Seneca pointed out a harsh truth. Luck is not a miracle that falls from the sky. It is the reward for those who have prepared long enough, deep enough, and with enough dedication. Imagine this. If Kobe didn't wake up at 4 a.m., if he didn't spend thousands of hours practicing every shot, every dribble, would he have been ready to seize the opportunity when it came? He would have been just like everyone else, left behind. So are you truly ready for your goal, or are you just waiting for something big enough to push you? Stoicism teaches us that emotions, laziness, and motivation are temporary. The only thing that lasts is discipline and absolute commitment. You cannot wait for motivation to start working. You must take action first, then motivation will follow. When you feel like giving up, ask yourself, is this the decisive moment? Am I ready? Look at your life. Have you prepared enough? Are you obsessed enough with your goals? Or are you still procrastinating, still letting laziness control your days? One thing is certain: if you are not willing to make sacrifices, you cannot expect to receive anything in return. Laziness does not die from empty promises. It only dies when you take action with intense obsession. When you leave yourself no escape. When you decide, either I achieve my goal or I have nothing. And remember, no one can do this for you. Your life is yours. Your goals are yours. You can either take control or let them slip away meaninglessly. Are you ready to kill laziness? Share your thoughts. What is holding you back? And what will you do to achieve your goal? Comment below. I want to hear your story. Number 7, persistence and the power of habit. Have you ever wondered why some habits seem easy to maintain while others feel like an uphill battle? Why can some people wake up early every day to exercise while others struggle just to get out of bed in the morning? Habits are not just repeated actions. They are the result of a silent battle between willpower and procrastination. If you truly want to overcome laziness, you must understand one thing. Success is not the result of a sudden burst of effort, but the outcome of relentless persistence. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and a distinguished Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement is not only a reminder of inner control, but also highlights that every change, Every habit and every success originates from your own mind. We often admire extraordinary individuals, great writers, legendary athletes, world-changing entrepreneurs, and wonder how they manage to achieve such remarkable things. But we tend to forget one important truth. They did not achieve success overnight, but through thousands of days of relentless effort. Take Stephen King, one of the most famous writers in the world. He writes 2,000 words every day, never skipping a single day, whether it's a holiday or even when he's unwell. He doesn't wait for inspiration or make excuses for fatigue or procrastination. For him, writing is not a random task, but a habit forged through absolute persistence. Because of that, he has published over 60 novels and sold millions of copies worldwide. What about you? Are you waiting for inspiration to take action? Do you think, I'll do it when I feel motivated? If so, you are falling into the biggest trap of laziness. You don't need motivation to act. You need action to create motivation. Stoic philosophy teaches us that while we cannot control the external world, we can control ourselves. One of the most important things you can control is your daily habits. If you turn an action into a part of your life, it will become second nature, no longer a forced effort, but an intrinsic part of who you are. Imagine waking up every morning without battling the decision of whether to exercise or stay in bed for 10 more minutes. If you've already built the habit, you will automatically get up and start without thinking. That's why successful people have a strong system of habits. They don't rely on fleeting emotions, but on sustainable discipline. You might ask, how do I build a good habit? The answer is simple. Start with the smallest actions and maintain them daily, without exception. If you want to be persistent, practice completing even the smallest tasks. If you want to overcome laziness, don't allow any excuse to stop you from taking action. If you want to take control of your life, start by controlling yourself. One small action, one small decision, one small habit at a time. Laziness is not an enemy that can be defeated in one battle. It is a patient monster always waiting for you to let your guard down. If you have a lazy day, it will try to extend it into a lazy week, then a lazy month. But on the other hand, if you persist in taking small actions every day, they will accumulate into immense strength. You don't need to write 2,000 words a day like Stephen King right away. You only need to write 200 words, but do it consistently. You don't need to run 10 kilometers immediately. Just start with 1 kilometer, but run every day. What matters is not how much you do, but how long you can sustain it. Once you have built a habit, you will discover something magical. You no longer need motivation. You no longer have to force yourself. You simply become a disciplined person. And that is true power. Habits can either be your enemy or your ally. If you let laziness control you, it will slowly destroy your life. But if you choose persistence, you will become an unstoppable force. So don't wait another day. Start now. Be persistent. Witness your transformation. Laziness never leads to success. If you truly want to change your life, you need discipline, perseverance, and relentless dedication. Stoicism teaches us that action is the key, not emotions, not fleeting motivation. Bad habits will drag you down, while focus and commitment will lift you up. Remember, every day you procrastinate is a day you lose the opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. What is the biggest obstacle that keeps you from taking action? And what will you do today to break free from laziness? Leave a comment below and share your story. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it to support the channel, share it to spread the message to more people, and subscribe so you don't miss future content. Click on the next video to continue your journey of developing a Stoic mindset and building a stronger life. Take action now. Your future starts today.